Good morning. It's about 8:30 in the morning here in Mae Sot. Yesterday, I added a new coffee shop to my Mae Sot collection of coffee shops. I seem to be on a quest to visit every single coffee shop in the city, and I kind of like this place. It's very comfortable to sit there, set up my keyboard, get my phones out, and just sort of hang out for a while. And I thought I'd go back there this morning and show you what this place looks like. This coffee shop is called BK Coffee and Beer, and it's about, I don't know, 2.5 kilometers away. And so I got on my scooter to go there. I could walk there, I probably normally would, but I wanted to arrive feeling fresh and cool and not hot and sweaty. So we're on the scooter. It's quite a nice coffee shop, very modern, and the one thing I really like about it is the fact that it has one big table, like a giant wooden banquet table with a whole bunch of chairs around that same table, and it serves kind of like a desk, so you can really sit there, and if you're working on a laptop or you have a keyboard or something, you can spread out and set it up like you're in your home office. Plus the fact that it's one big table, if you sit there for a long time, you don't feel like you're taking up space or annoying people. Some places, I was thinking about going to Chavi Coffee, for example, but they don't have that many of the good tables there. So the whole time that I'm sitting at one of the good tables, and if a new customer comes in, I'd feel like I had overstayed my welcome and that I should give up the table for the next customer. But at least at BK Coffee and Beer, I don't have that feeling. It's a very big place with all kinds of different seating. They've got seating out back in a garden, so kind of a smoking area. They've got seating upstairs in a kind of loft, and then all the seating downstairs, tables and sofas, and then the big table that I like. Couple of interesting facts about this coffee shop. One is that when you look for it on Google Maps, which I did originally, on Google Maps, it's located, the pin is located as if it's way out in the middle of a field. So I spent probably 20 minutes, half an hour, maybe even longer than that, on Google Maps, trying to figure out how to get to this place. I'm zooming in on the satellite view, looking for the pathway, looking for the road, looking for the access point. It's like, how in the world do you get to this place? And I tried to find it on Street View, but I couldn't find it on Street View. So eventually I had no choice but just to get on my scooter and drive out here and see if I could find it. I couldn't locate it through a satellite view. So I come out here, and it turns out it's right on this street. I mean, it's right there. It's not in the field at all. And I'd actually driven by it multiple times. And I kind of noticed it and made a mental note. It's like, oh, there's a coffee shop there. I should return there someday. But I just never got around to it. So it turns out I knew about this coffee shop already. I just wasn't aware that I knew about it. And the Google Maps listing had it located in a completely different place. So we're getting close to the coffee shop here. And just to give you an idea of what I'm talking about, I think when you look on Google Maps satellite view, the pin, I mean, you know, you find it on Google Maps, it says that the coffee shop is located inside this giant complex. That's like a car dealership over there. So from what I could tell, the coffee shop was right in the middle of that big chunk of buildings. Or maybe it was in the middle of this field over here with on the other side of the barbed wire. Anyway, I couldn't make any sense out of it at all. But then I just kept driving. Here's a bunch of poochies. And it turns out it's right here. There it is, right there. So that is BK Coffee and Beer. And what I didn't realize is that I believe it is part of this whole complex out here. This is, I believe, BK2 Car. So it's like a car dealer, car wash, and a car detailing center. And I think the coffee shop was kind of developed for their customers. So all these people that have cars that are fancy enough to need detailing and ceramic coating, while their car is being worked on, they can pop into BK and have a cup of coffee while they wait. So anyway, what strikes me interesting about that story is that I often see, before I continue my story, here's the sign and logo for this place, BK Coffee and Beer. I don't know about the beer side of things, but maybe in the non-pandemic era, they also serve beer here. I don't know. But what interested me about that long Google Maps story is that I often see Google Maps listings that are incorrect, that they have all kinds of factual errors in them, even to the point of locating the coffee shop in the wrong place entirely. And me being me, when I finally find the business that has the Google Maps listing that is all wrong, my instinct is to tell them, because I think they'll want to fix it. So I'll go up to the owner of the business if they speak English, and I'll say, yeah, I was trying to find your place on Google Maps, but where they put the pin, it's in the wrong place. Like they might even have it on the other side of the city, or they might say that they are closed for renovations or something on the Google Maps listing that is obviously wrong or completely out of date. And I keep expecting them to want to fix it. I keep expecting them to say, oh, really, it's wrong on Google Maps. I'll get on that and I'll contact them and we'll get this straightened out. But they always look at me like I'm out of my mind. It's like, why do I care that my business is in the wrong place on Google Maps? They never seem to appreciate the information from me. So I've stopped doing that. So yeah, I was going to tell BK that their coffee shop, you know, the pin was sending me in the wrong direction, but I didn't actually say anything. So here are the doors into the coffee shop. Opens at 8 a.m., closes at 6. Oh, actually, there's something else I could tell them. It says closes at 6 on the door, but down here it says closes at 5. But I won't tell them that either. Anyway, here is the, like I said, the car detailing area. I mean, it's massive, you know, it's like a very high-tech place where your car can be washed, you know, very high-quality washing, it looks like, and detailing. And I'm guessing that this room is where they do something special. Ceramic coating, I imagine. And those, looks like basic heat lamps and other special tools for working on these cars. And there's more back there. And if you don't like your car anymore, I guess you can buy a new one as well. And while you're busy shopping for a car or having yours worked on, you come over from BK Car to BK Coffee. And of course, I don't have a car. I'm interested in the coffee. So let's go inside and take a look around. So here's the interior. This is the main seating down on the main floor. As I said, they've got sofas, some really nice leather-ish lounge chairs, and a couple more tables here. I love these big, comfortable chairs that they have here. And there's the coffee preparation area. And in the back, as I said, they have a garden, which is really nice. Well, I guess you could call it a garden. But yeah, they have a nice table here with a bunch of chairs. And another one here. It's kind of a dumb thing to worry about or even think about, but I really love places that have a variety of chairs because I'm really particular. Some chairs are comfortable and some aren't. So maybe I sit here, I don't like those chairs, but if every single chair in the coffee shop was the same, then I'm stuck. But if that chair isn't comfortable, maybe these wooden ones here would be comfortable for me. And if I don't like sitting there, then, well, they have a bench just for me. Can you believe it? A bench. And then if the bench doesn't suit me, we have a completely different type of chair here. Actually, I really like these styles. It has sort of the mesh, flexible mesh. I find those really comfortable. And if you're still not happy, then they have these little module type eggshell shaped chairs here. Those look really comfortable too. And they have a pool table. Maybe in the evening the pool table is happening. I don't know. And then if you're still not happy, they have, even here in this back area, you know, a nice tall table with some stools on either side. And check out that tree. Is that beautiful or what? Nothing like a good tree. It brings out the boy in me, and I really want I want to climb. Every time I see a tree like that, I want to start climbing. But yeah, look at that. But yeah, it's a beautiful modern coffee shop. Yeah, check that out. And we're not even done yet. Let's go back inside and I'll show you the upstairs. If you still haven't found a comfortable place to sit, yeah, they have really nice bathrooms here, women and men, very modern and clean. And here are the stairs to the upper level. Nice wide wooden staircase. Nicely air conditioned inside here. Couldn't believe it when I found this place yesterday. I was like, where have you been all my life? And as I said, I've walked by it a million times, it feels like. I just never got around to coming inside. Check this out. A 2 or 3 person sort of lounge there. If you and your significant other want to come hang out for a coffee and spend time together, that's your spot right there. Yeah, another sort of eggshell style chairs. And over here, some sofas facing each other. A little living room setup. And another sofa set over here, different style. And And over the railing, we can get a look at the downstairs area. And the best part, as I said, for me, there it is. Look at that table, like a banquet table. So that's my seat over there. So you can, set up over there with your laptop, and then other people could still join you. It's not like you're using up the whole table, right? And I really like that. So you can sort of sit there without feeling guilty if you want to sit there for an hour or 2 hours or even 3 hours, as I did yesterday. Yeah, you just don't feel guilty. And then they have stools in the window over there as well. And there's the view out the window from upstairs. This is the road that I drove down. Mae Sot is right here. We're still basically in the middle of Mae Sot, just a little bit on the outer edge. And as I said, the Google Maps pin has it located way off in the wilderness over there, or buried deep inside this complex. But it's actually not that hard to find. You just find it right on the street. And with that out of the way, let's go down to my table and get set up and order my coffee. And here, as I said, is my seating of choice at the moment. Though, to be honest, this chair is not actually that comfortable. This wooden back kind of cuts into this wooden edge here cuts into my back. So I kind of squirm a little bit and have to adjust my seating while I'm sitting there. But I love the table so much that I'm willing to put up with the chair. But yeah, let's get settled in. Technical note, I've started using voice commands with the GoPro Hero 9 Black. And when you have a wireless mic set up, what I didn't realize is that the voice command doesn't have to be transmitted to the GoPro's built-in microphones. It actually also registers through the wireless mic. So I have the GoPro over there, and I started it recording just by telling it to start, because I have the microphone right here. So I can walk, as far away as I want, from the GoPro, and I can still issue voice commands even from this far away. Just for fun, I will tell the GoPro to stop. GoPro, stop recording. So yeah, it works really well. I stopped it, and then I started it again from all the way over here, just by speaking in a very low voice. I didn't have to shout at the GoPro or anything. But anyway, let's get set up. I'm going to set up a little home office here. I brought my little Logitech wireless keyboard. And I have my Sirui T35 tripod, which I like a lot. It's a very handy tripod. And of course, I've got a smartphone holder here. So that slides in. Tighten that down. Actually, it doesn't need to be so high, like that. And to connect the keyboard to the phone wirelessly, I need this wireless dongle right there. It's actually a tiny little black thing, little receiver, I guess. So I got to plug that into the cable. And plug the cable into my phone. Get this angled properly. And I have my other phone. So this is my Xiaomi Redmi Note 9 Pro. And this has become what I called in a recent video and joked about, this is kind of my daily driver. So I use this phone for like replying to YouTube comments, writing emails, surfing, like basically everything I do on the internet, I do most of the time on this phone. And then this one, the Galaxy Note 10 Plus, I reserve this mainly for editing video. I do use it for internet things as well. I have all of my apps loaded onto both phones, so they're both equal in what they can do. But I generally use the Xiaomi for day-to-day use and carrying it in my pocket and Google Maps, and I keep this one for video editing. So I have this one mounted there. And of course, being old school, I like I like a mouse. I really do. I like having a pointing device. So now, so there we are, all set up, ready to do whatever I want to do here. Again, it's part of my personality that I enjoy the having of coffee so much. I kind of delay the gratification. Like I don't come in and just order coffee instantly, because if I had coffee sitting here now while I'm getting set up, I can't really enjoy the coffee, and it's getting cold while I'm getting set up. But now that I'm all set up and ready to go, now I can order my coffee, and when it comes, I'm all set up and I can relax and enjoy my cappuccino. Ooh. Actually, I haven't tried this chair out yet. Let's give this a try. Nice. I don't mind that at all. Yeah. Ooh, my coffee is coming. My hot cappuccino. They have really nice cups here. I like them a lot. They could be bigger, as I said, because I like a nice big cup of coffee. Thank you. But they have a really nice presentation. You get tea in this orange cup over here. And then this, they have a nice artsy, curvy base. Or it's almost like a little private serving tray for the coffee. Yeah, can you see it there? So the sugar and spoon goes here, and then the coffee is there. But what I like about it is not really the look of it or the artsy style. It's a really good handle. There's nothing worse than, there's some places that give you a big bowl of cappuccino, more than I get here, but it's a big wide soup bowl, and they give you that tiny little, you can't even get your finger through it, and you have to have the grip of Thor in order to hold on to that thing and keep your cup level, because the handle is just not good. But check that out. Let's lift that up and get it in the camera. Look at the size of that handle. It's beautiful, and it works really well. Your finger, that's like the best mug handle I've ever seen in my life. It's so comfortable. Not a fan. It's just not hot enough. I was worried that would happen, but hey, it's good coffee. It tastes good, but yeah, it's definitely not among the best that I've had in Mae Sot, not by a long shot. So yeah, this will I'll end up drinking it way too fast, but I do love the cup. I love the handle. Oh, speaking of like object design, something I've wanted to mention for a while is that my mystery benefactor who gave me the GoPro Hero 9 Black included with it, of course, the case. And when you buy a GoPro Hero 9 Black now, it comes in its own case. This one right here. And cases are really hit and miss. They can be very badly designed. And to be honest, this case isn't really designed at all. It has very few design elements. It's really just basically a zippered compartment. But I really appreciate it, and it's already become my #1 way of carrying the GoPro around. Like, I don't have the Hero 9 in it right now because it's over there, but I have the Hero 7 in here, and you can see how nicely it fits inside. Because I always have it sitting on a like a little tripod with a little GoPro thing on the bottom, and the size of it fits perfectly. You know, GoPro fits right in there, and I have all of my memory cards and adapters in here, and then my Rode Wireless Go microphone fits right in here, and the whole thing folds up as a zipper, and there you go. You just grab this, extra batteries are in there, memory cards are in there, everything I need is right in there. I just grab it and I go. Very, very handy. And I usually put in some cushioning. You know, I wrap it up in a little bit of bubble wrap or some cloth or some cushioning. I don't generally have it, you know, like rattling around in there. But yeah, very handy little case that comes with the Hero 9 Black. It's been, yeah, very useful. One habit I've developed over my years on the internet is that I've learned never to type anything directly into a window on an internet page. So if I'm writing a reply to a YouTube comment, I don't go to YouTube and type into the YouTube screen. I'll read the comment, and then I'll switch out into a notepad app or a word processing application on my phone, and I'll type the comment there. And when I'm done, I copy and paste from the notepad to YouTube. And I do that, of course, because there's nothing more frustrating than writing some long comment on a forum or on YouTube or somewhere, and you spend a lot of time on it and get everything right, and you proofread it and do the punctuation, clean it up, and you're all ready to hit post. And right at that point, of course, the internet goes down, or that web page freezes, and you end up losing everything you've written. So I've been burned by that enough times in my life that I'm very careful now. I type everything, as I said, away from YouTube in a notepad, and then I copy and paste, and that way I never lose the work. Something else I've learned over time is that when you're working on the internet, there's a powerful urge to hit send. Like, as soon as I copy and paste from my notepad into YouTube, my instinct is just to hit send and move on. You know, it's the same thing with emails and text messages and whatnot. Our instinct is we have such a powerful drive to just send that message that as soon as we're done typing, we want to hit send. But it's a bad habit because you always make a mistake. I mean, you always do. And just yesterday, I was on WhatsApp, and I was talking to two people at the same time. So of course you know where this story is going. I was off in my notepad, and I was typing out a reply to one person, and I was moving really fast because I was also replying to YouTube comments. I was editing a video. I was doing like a million things all at the same time. So I wasn't really paying attention. And of course I finished typing my message, switched over to WhatsApp, dumped it in, hit paste, copy paste, hit send, and went on with the rest of my tasks. But of course I sent it to the wrong person because, the window was not open to the right person. And I never noticed because I wasn't paying attention. Luckily, in this case, it didn't matter. It was just a standard sort of information message. And it's not like I was saying anything that, wasn't betraying any secrets, or there's nothing personal in the message. But yeah, it's so easy to make a mistake. And when it comes to internet, like YouTube comments, things like that, once you copy paste, then you really have to develop like a discipline or a habit of, okay, don't hit send. Read it at least once from beginning to end and make sure it's okay before you hit send. A lot of this habit comes from my history as either an English teacher, freelance writer, freelance editor, voice recorder, and then full-time English editor. The funny thing is that before I had my job as a professional paid editor, I thought I was careful about my English. I thought in the letters I wrote, in my emails, I thought I was writing well with good punctuation, good spelling, and proper grammar. But as soon as I started doing that for a living, you realize, no, I wasn't at all. And a lot of my old letters and emails were just a mess, like really poor, not poor grammar, but in particular poor punctuation. And it's not until you become a professional editor that you realize that there are layers and levels to this thing. And the more you dig into a language, the deeper you go into it, the more and more little details that you need to get right to be accurate and proper and consistent in what you're doing. So as I said, I used to think I was a careful writer. And then when I became an editor, I realized that no, I was not at all. And I learned a lot of good habits from being an editor. Anyway, this message looks okay, so I'll hit send. Of course, the classic mistakes in English are always there, and there. All the different spellings and meanings of there, and everybody gets them wrong. Even I get them wrong because you're just typing, and you just type the wrong word. But of course, when you reread and proofread, then you catch it. It's like, oh, I wrote the wrong there. And of course, it's and its, it is versus the possessive. Everyone gets that wrong all the time, and it drives me crazy when I see it. So I'm very careful to use the right form of its and there if I can. I hate myself if I make that mistake and I don't catch it. I guess that is it. My morning coffee session is over. I thought I'd end it right here, standing in front of the BK Coffee and Beer sign. As I said, it's a really nice place. I discovered it yesterday for the very first time, and I'm already back the very next morning. So that must mean that I like it. As I said, I just kind of like the open spaciousness of it, and I like having my home on that big table, a place where I can sit for a while and not feel like I'm bothering anybody by staying for so long. So that's it. Time to head out into Mae Sot, and to be honest, it's almost lunchtime already. So I'm going to go get on my scooter and go directly from coffee shop to noodle shop. But I guess that's life in Thailand. See you in the next video.